I literally just got in the door. I didn't know if I was gonna make it on time. Literally just got in the door. What happens when you don't do shopping until 4 o'clock, which was half an hour ago. Oh, hello, cat. You've come to join. Let's everyone see your pretty face. Hello, welcome to Night Suit Wire. Possibly the final one. We don't know, but it's likely it's the final one. This is Sherlock, as you've probably seen in many, many videos beforehand. Yeah, I literally was like, shit, I need food. And I was like, shit, I have to jump on stream at 4:30 in my time. Had no idea I was going to make it on time, and I did. Well, hey, first time I'm early for something. Yeah, this seems to be the last one. I mean, I've speculated just by putting it's the final Night Suit Wire. I would imagine it is. Unless we get any more delays, but we're actually the closest we've ever been to a Cyberpunk release now, officially. So I doubt, especially because they're putting out a Night City Wire, that they're going to delay it again. So if everyone's just worried that they're actually going to have more delays to Cyberpunk, then I think we should be okay. I don't think there's going to be another delay at this point. It's too close. It's less than 3 weeks to the date. We have a Night City Wire today. They would have said something, unless they're going to tell you at the end of Night City Wire, by the way, all of this is delayed again. They won't do. It's bad. You shouldn't do that. Yeah, new camera angles and everything. I literally cleaned my computer out last night. Spent about 4 hours doing that. It had some overheating problems, so I had to get new apply the thermal paste, the CPU, all this kind of stuff, and make sure it was up and running. It seems to be fine. Usually when I touch my computer, everything goes wrong. I'm not exaggerating that. I've had so many issues with this computer in the last year. I love it to death. I've had it for 8 years, and I've just constantly just taken care of it. Fortunately, in the last year, it seems to want to give up on me. So, it's not good, especially when you're trying to make fucking videos and stuff. Not good. But that's fine. That's all good. We got everything sorted out, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. This is the last official Night City Wire. I don't know really what to expect from this one. They said there's a lot they're gonna show. There was a couple of screenshots of something to do with like a roller coaster or something. It looked like something like a first person grinding on a rail or something. It was like a gif of it or something, but I don't really know really what they're going to show. It could be a bunch of things. It could be a couple of surprises that we haven't seen yet, just so they can stick it in just before the release date. But I'm kind of at the stage at the moment, I know a couple of people are as well, that we're kind of ready for it now. So we don't... If I wasn't doing like video and stuff, I probably wouldn't watch this. Because I'm sort of just ready for it to come out now, because of, you know, the delays and everything that's happened to it. It sort of feels like it should have been here already. Obviously it should have, but going on many release dates that we've had. But the time is close, the time is near. It's exciting. We're only, as I said, less than 3 weeks away at this point, and don't see them delaying it at this point, unless something completely comes out of left field with 3 weeks ago, because I've never seen a game delayed, you know, that close to release date. I don't think there's any, unless there was like, I don't know, like a patch that they had to put in and they might delay it a couple of days or something, then no, they shouldn't really delay it anymore. That's the reasoning for why they delayed it last time, was they wanted to make sure that all versions of the game were actually working well. So every single version. So whether you got the PlayStation 4 version or the PlayStation 4 Pro or the PS5, which came out today, even the next gen upgrade is not actually coming out until later on. But there is an upgrade, like it will look a lot better, but the actual like optimized version of an upgrade is not coming until next year for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff they still got to do. And the multiplayer is another thing that they have not. Maybe they'll talk about the multiplayer today. That could be a thing. They haven't talked about the multiplayer at all, have they? That could be a thing. They might talk about it. It might be too soon because they have said it's not close to coming out yet. It's probably about a year away from release, so it won't be, Cyberpunk multiplayer won't be coming out until probably, if anything, late 2021, 2022. Yeah, so I doubt they're going to talk about multiplayer today. I doubt it, but it'd be cool if they did. I don't really know. That's the thing. I don't really know what else there is to show at this point. They could show a couple of new weapons. Maybe they released that gameplay footage for the actual console differentiation. So they showed like some footage. I might actually put on here while waiting. How long we got at the moment? 24 minutes at the moment, so we still got time, so I could probably switch that on while waiting. Hi Turtle, nice to see you. Don't worry, you're late. You're not late, don't worry. It don't start really till 25 minutes, but yeah, it's just me blabbering on for 25 minutes beforehand. But yeah, what was the so let me see if I can grab this video, because they had it. They had released it. No one expected them to release this. It was like a Night City Wire special. Not many people have seen it because it was just sort of under the radar. Let's see if I can grab it up. Night City Wire special. Yeah, so they showed the difference between the Xbox and the Series X, so the last gen Xbox and the new gen Xbox, and the difference in what it's actually going to look like. Let me just see if I can get up here. There we go. Okay, so this is, Night City Wire special Xbox One and Xbox Series X footage. Sorry, Holly. I'm going to have to skip. Sorry, Holly. So this is like just raw gameplay, and this is last gen, technically, since next gen kind of is out now. This is impressive. I know it's like, it's not super like amazing, but it's still amazing that it's like, I think that the thing that's gonna get me is the frame rate, and I think once he gets into the car here, they may talk about this in the Night City Wire coming up, is the frame rate here. So when the car starts driving, it seems to be like the car's really slow. Don't know if that's intentional. Maybe the frame rate goes down quite a bit, and then we swap out of that. But it seems like, for the most part, like on current or last gen systems, technically, I've got to get used to saying that, it seems to be like running absolutely fine. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with like because Xbox One X, that came out the same time as, was that the base PlayStation? It was, wasn't it? This is a Series X, so this is what it will look like. I know you can't really tell difference with the live stream compression and everything, but you can see a difference. There's more lights, there's more vibrance and everything. It's just a lot more detail. Yeah, everything, lighting especially, is a huge difference in this. I mean, it looks great, and this is even before they actually put like an optimized version of the next gen consoles out. So they haven't. They're going to release Cyberpunk with the next gen as a next gen title, obviously, but they haven't optimized it for its full capabilities yet, which is an update. So that's going to come out in the new year. That's what they've said. And I mean, even now it looks pretty amazing. This is like just raw gameplay footage. There's nothing different to, you know, there's a couple of edits, mainly for spoilers, but this is the game. This is what it looks like. And it's oddly familiar, I think, in the way the quest markers are and the map and everything. It very much reminds me of playing The Witcher a little bit. I had those kind of vibes. Just the way the HUD is made as well, where the HUD is and where your weapons are, technically at the bottom right, but yeah, oddly familiar. People were dissing on Keanu Reeves, saying that he didn't look like Keanu Reeves. I mean, this is the Xbox One X footage. He looks fine. I saw a lot of people complaining that he was like, he doesn't look like Keanu. It was like, for a system that's like 7-8 years old, he looks pretty much like Keanu. If you give him that. I'm just amazed that this footage is like it's got ray tracing. Technically, it's not like full ray tracing, but if you look at the floors, like the lighting bouncing off the floors and the reflections and stuff. This is on Xbox One X. This is not on the new generation. It's really fucking impressive. And this is why they had so many delays, and this is why, if you take your time with video games sometimes, you may, you know, optimize it so it can work on nearly everything. This is insane. This is honestly insane. I wonder if they could. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen, but like, I wonder if they can optimize it for like last gen systems, technically. Maybe down the line do something on the Switch. I know that's asking a lot, but they've done such a fine job. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. They put The Witcher out. Granted, it doesn't run amazingly well, but still, they put The Witcher out on the Switch, which is still an incredible thing to do. Oh man, I definitely haven't eaten as well. I just literally got in the door, haven't eaten, one coffee. I should be good to go. I have to get all my energy up, but it's all good. I'm so like, yeah, this is Series X at the moment. I mean, it's just sometimes you can't really tell the difference, you know. I have to look up in the corner and sometimes think, oh, is this Series X or is this Xbox One? It's just mad that they've done such an amazing job with it. I think that's the general feelings for most people, is that it's a bit crazy. Ooh, get it off. So this is Xbox One X. I mean, you're not going to tell much here, but I can tell, like, there's differences in, like, the textures of the guns. I was going to see if, like, the bodies disappeared. I don't think they do. I think they stay on the ground, like in The Witcher. Yeah, it's pretty... It's mental. Like, it's just insane. I think the worrying bit, if you were going to play Cyberpunk on, like, last-gen systems, is that the frame rate. I think that's the only concern, because you kind of need to see that in action when the driving happens. There's only like one little bit, I think, at the start that I showed earlier, but you didn't see a lot. And I wonder if, like, the crowds and the amount of cars on screen have been drastically reduced for the last gen as well. It seems to be maybe that way. I mean, yeah, you can tell the difference and less reflections on the floor and less realistic reflections, but still, it's still a game. I'm just so surprised by it. But then again, I'm not, because it took so long to make this game. Everyone's like high expectations for everything that they're doing. at the moment. So I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised because they have faith in this company. A lot of people do, so including myself. So yeah, really good. Really good. I don't know if they're going to talk about that even more, but they showed about 10, is it 10-minute long video? Yeah, there's 10-minute long video if you wanted to watch it after this or whatever, but it's like a comparison between both consoles, kind of side by side, show you what's the difference between last gen and current gen. So, surprise. How long we got for the actual thing? 15 minutes, is it? Yeah, I might as well stick this on. Time being. There we go. There we go. We've got 15 minutes to go. We can't talk about 15 minutes. Maybe I started this a bit too early. I literally just stepped in the door as soon as I got in. I didn't think I was going to get to this start the live stream on time, so I've moved things around as well, as you can tell by different camera angles and stuff, so I didn't really test my live stream equipment and software and stuff to make sure everything was okay. I just kind of hoped as soon as I hit live, like all the settings were fine. They were. It's good. Yeah. I don't know. What am I gonna expect? I don't know. I said at the start of this, I don't have much expectations now. It's sort of a kind of deal where I think a lot of people are just kind of ready, and whatever they show us today is kind of a bonus, I guess. Mainly because of all the delays that have happened. It's kind of like not killed the hype. I don't think like the hype will probably never die for this goddamn game, but it's certainly lowered people's like expectations of this. Is this game actually going to come out this year? Which what I said as soon as I started was, there's less than 3 weeks ago, they definitely wouldn't put a Night City Wire out if they were going to delay it again, like soon. And unless they're going to say at the end of Night City Wire, by the way, this game is delayed again, which they won't do. Definitely won't do. So this is the closest we've been to release as well, officially. I think we've officially passed the mark as like it's less than 3 weeks, which is the closest we've been to ever to a release date. So I don't see them delaying it now. I think December 10th, 12th. Got it now. December is officially the date, and it's coming out. But you never know. I guess you can never tell sometimes. I do believe that, in all honesty, it just seems like they're not going to delay it again. So I think this is the final Night City Wire, unless they do one more before the release day. Possibly. They haven't said this is the final one or not. I'm just expecting this to be the final one, since we've only got about less than 3 weeks ago. So we shall see what happens. Sure everything's okay. I've got everything ready. Yes, I do. I think my video of Hades, review video of Hades is coming out later today, I think, or tomorrow. I can't remember if I set it for today or tomorrow for scheduling. I'll probably go and check in a minute, but yeah, there's a new review. There's a review of Hades coming out today or tomorrow. I'll surprise you. I'm trying to do 2 reviews every week, possibly a third if I push myself a bit. Just trying to round up all the 2020 games before I kind of do the official top 10, my favorite top 10 games of 2020, and can't really decide at this point. I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, what's my favorite game of 2020? Obviously, this is coming out, so I can't really do anything until I can't really create an official list until this comes out. I think once Cyberpunk does come out, I'll probably end up doing the top 10 games of 2020 video or something. But yeah, it's sort of waiting on this game just to see if it can top everything. I think at the moment it's probably It's probably... I mean, Doom is up there. Doom Eternal's up there. Definitely. Like, Doom Eternal was so much fun. I love that game. I still play it as well. I jump into it just when I want to play some Doom, like when I feel like I'm in Doom. Final Fantasy VII Remake, yeah, is up there. Definitely. I'm not counting Persona, even though I just released that video. I know I give it 10 out of 10, and it technically is a 2020 game, but it's not really a 2020 game. It's like a re-release, sort of, with like added stuff in it, so I don't really count that as a 2020 game, so I wouldn't put that in there. I don't know what the top 3 will be. There's just too many games that have come out. There's a lot of games I finished just now, which I'm doing reviews of, that are scheduled to come out in the next week or so, that are considered to be like in that list, obviously, like top games, but I won't spoil what I think it might, or what it will be or might be. But yeah, there's a lot. Animal Crossing? No. The Game Awards actually just put out their official nominees, didn't they? For Game of the Year. The only game I have not played that everyone has said you should play it is Ghost of Tsushima. And I really regret I haven't played it yet. I hopefully will get time to play it. Unlikely that I'll get to play it in time by the time the year ends, but you never know. I might be able to just squeeze that in, but yeah, I'm just trying to find the nominees. I can actually look and see what we've got. December 10th is when Game Awards is coming out, right? Yeah. So Cyberpunk comes out December 12th, right? Yeah, I think that's right. Game of the Year is Doom. These are the nominees, by the way. Doom, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost, Hades, Animal Crossing. Oh, and Last of Us Part 2, of course. Funny, I didn't even think of Last of Us Part 2 when I was thinking of Games of the Year. Not to say that Last of Us Part 2 is not a Game of the Year. It's up there. It's not my Game of the Year, though. It wouldn't be like my number one, but it's up there. And now it's divided a lot of people, but I did enjoy it for the most part. I definitely don't think it's as good as the first one, obviously, but it's good in other ways. Animal Crossing. I do have Animal Crossing. You know what? I was thinking of doing a review video for it, and I don't really know how to review Animal Crossing games. Like, they're just like, they don't seem like games to me. They seem like they have that same kind of feel that, you know, clicker games have. Like, I don't play clicker games, but I have that kind of feeling from, because it kind of runs, the game kind of doesn't run the way a normal game would run, as in the more time you put in, the more progression you have. It's more or less like you have to play this every day because it runs on actual time, and it slowly kind of drip feeds you stuff the more you play, and every time you log in on different days and different seasons and stuff, things change. But yeah, I did play it for a while and I enjoyed it, and I kind of just bought it because I just wanted something kind of casual during, it was literally when the pandemic happened, so I just wanted something to keep me occupied and keep the stress levels down and stuff like that. And Animal Crossing did that for about a week, and then I forgot about it completely. I just don't find it fun. Like, it's just like the tasks I don't find fun, and it's very much not my kind of game, unfortunately. I do think it's like, it's good what it does, and I can understand why people would like it. Not for me, unfortunately. Is there anything else? What else is nominated? Hades, obviously, you'll find out my opinion on that soon. Best narrative. Not best narrative. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Why haven't I heard? I've never heard of that game before. Sentinels for best narrative. I might have to check that out. I have never heard that game, and it's nominated for best narrative at the Game Awards. Interesting. Maybe I should show you my screen so you can show you the hell I'm looking at. Might be an idea. Just go over here. So yeah, I've never heard of this game. This is new. Maybe I'll check it out. I usually just look at all the games that are now nominated every year and decide which ones are best, or which ones I haven't played yet, if I've missed out on anything. Best art direction. I've played all those games, including Ori. Haven't done a review for it. A score. Yeah, it's pretty much the same games, isn't it? Over and over. I mean, Last of Us is here all the time. Like, best audio design. Oh, Half-Life, actually. Resident Evil 3. Played any of them, to be honest. Best performance? Yeah. I'd probably give that to Ashley Johnson. Just going on what, like, the minute... I haven't played Ghost yet, so I don't know what that actor is like, but, yeah. Games for Impact. Haven't played... Actually, played Kentucky Route Zero. I finished it. Maybe a review coming. Spiritfarer is on my list. Tell me why I've played. A review out video for that. To the Darkest Times. I have not played that. Best ongoing. Apex Legends. Destiny 2. Tell you what I've played. Is Beyond Light. Destiny 2. The new expansion for Destiny 2. Fucking months and months of hype. This I hate being a Destiny fan. It sucks. So much hype going into this one because it was like, okay, this is the first big expansion since Bungie went independent. They had a thing called Shadowkeep, or a DLC called Shadowkeep. Technically, it wasn't developed under them and Activision. Technically it was developed under Activision and them. So there was someone overseeing it. So everyone was excited for Beyond Light because it was actually the first time they're like fully independent. This is going to be game changer for Destiny. This expansion pack, it was so boring. It was so boring. It was just like any other DLC that Destiny have released. Like, the only bright spark I had for Destiny, and people go, why are you still playing Destiny if you don't like it? Like, the bright spark I had for Destiny was Forsaken expansion. That was a good expansion. Really good. Very memorable. They're never going to get that magic again. I feel like Destiny is just... It's not as exciting now to me. I played the new one and I was just like... It's just the same. It's the same old shit. So... Anyway. Best indie game. Carry On. I have that on my list. Fall Guys. Fall Guys is fun, but it's not like the... It's fun by popularity, yes, like Animal Crossing. It's nominated because it's popular. It's not like a very, a technical achievement-wise, video game. Fall Guys it's fun. It's not the most inventive of like game show multiplayer games, but it's still fun, and it got popular really quickly because of, I think it came on PS Plus as well. That made it very, very popular very quickly. How long we got? 1 minute 45. Alright, nearly there. Flunky 2 on my list. Among Us. Best mobile game. I don't really care that much. Among Us is a weird one because it actually wasn't... It was made in 2018 or 17. But it's now nominated for like Game of the Year awards because I guess it just got popular at this time. I don't know what the rules are on that, because it technically is a game that didn't come out this year, but you know, I guess it became a game, or popularized game this year. Yeah, I'm really annoyed that Dreams only has like 1 nomination. I think, by the looks of things, Dreams has like very little nominations, which is just not. That's not on. I'm trying to look for other. It has 1 nomination. Dreams has 1 nomination. If there's a outstanding idea award, then I would give it to Dreams. Dreams is absolutely like such an important game this year. Maybe not a game, but 2 games. I'm nearly done. Nearly done my rambling now. Let's start this thing. I'm just annoyed that Dreams has only got 1 nomination. Dreams should get more. Anyway, let's shut up and let's watch, shall we? Let's see what happens.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Stepping up to with the snakes. City of dreams, city of.
Hello and welcome to Night City Wire episode 5, the show from us at CD Projekt Red.
Hi, Holly.
Talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. Now we're going to start today's episode with a new trailer that will take a closer look at Johnny Silverhand, before we go behind the scenes with Keanu Reeves and have a chat to English adaptation director Boris, who will tell us exactly what it was like to work with him.
Ooh.
Then we'll be exploring the original score and talking about some of the radio stations you might listen to while driving around Night City.
Yes.
Before we take a look at the Jolly technology, which is powering facial animation in Cyberpunk, and unveil a new My Reward scheme, which anyone can take part in, no matter which platform you'll be playing Cyberpunk on. We'll then wrap up today's episode with a brand new gameplay trailer. It's a busy episode, and it will be our final episode of Night City Wire.
Yes, it is. There we go.
Launches on December 10th.
It's the final one.
So, let's get going.
I met Holly in at EGX last year. God, convention seems so long ago now. Really nice girl. She's really helpful as well, because I didn't know where to go.
Where did you even come from? How are we even talking? Gotta get out of here, understand? And I'll kill anyone who gets in my way.
You weren't dreaming, V. Those were memories. You two are connected in a way I can't make head or tail of.
Who? Me and who, Vic? Silverhand.
Johnny Silverhand. Real talk of the town back in my day.
He died, like, forever ago.
You mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head, right now?
He burned down half the city just to prove he was right. And burned the other half just for fun.
What do you want from me? Destroy Arasaka. I don't even know what that means. Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
He already tried to take over your body. You know, just for a little while.
Hear me, asshole? A bullet to the fucking brain! Get out! Just get the fuck out! Tell me how to get rid of it.
You don't have much time left.
You're a dick, you know? And you're a cunt. Maybe we'll fit together after all.
Sometimes we like to share things with you.
Very good.
Other times we like to keep secrets, and it can be worth it for that big reveal. Pretty sure nobody was expecting to see Keanu Reeves on stage at E3 2019. So let's go behind the scenes to see how Keanu Reeves brought rocker boy Johnny Silverhand to life. You could say it's breathtaking.
Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand. I've had the opportunity to do voiceover a few times. I'd worked on a cartoon. I had done some documentaries. I'd never done this much. You know you don't gotta speak out loud to talk to me. And I've processed some shit. Changed my mind. Don't want you dead anymore. You know, and got to play a character in so many kind of different ways because of different paths or threads or choices. So you almost get to play one moment, say you have a decision. Would you take a bullet for me? With 3 different behavioral attitudes. So that was fun. You know, Johnny's either a dick, or he's happy, or he's trying to convince. Know why? Because you've always been a fucking pussy, Carrie. So it's been fun, and that was kind of what I was interested in. You know, the different options that the game could play. You know, playing the same person, but with different versions of them. Motion capture, baby. Johnny Silverhand. So one of the first elements that I was involved in with the game was motion capture. I've done a fair bit of motion capture. I did it with in the Matrix films, so to start doing the motion capture.
I believe he's using his voice in the Matrix games as well.
The only difference, I think,
Path of Neo
technologically
comes to mind.
was how close they were going to real-time review.
That was an awful game.
Creatively, it was very familiar in the sense of starting a library of gesture and the toolbox, let's say, for the animators to work with for the character. So you get to see Johnny as the rock star. You know, you hear about his military past, you know, and he's fighting for his survival. So he's kind of got all of these things leading into the moment of this guy. It's really a kind of an interpretation, because I think there's a Johnny Silverhand in all of us. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a good sense of humor, if not a little dark at times. He's very passionate. He cares. You know, he's kind of naive, but he's also super experienced in life. He's got certainly an appetite for life.
Oh, man! No, you're wrong.
He wants to change the world, you know? But he has a cause that he wants to fight against the corpocracy.
Come on. Don't tell me you're not interested.
He's kind of looking for a different kind of freedom. Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots. And now they're after our souls.
At least I believed in something bigger.
I've seen that before, but it always cracks me up. Nilfgaard. The reference to Witcher. Nilfgaard.
What CD Projekt Red has shared with me in the way that they talk about the game and what I've seen is that it's got a lot of freedom. There's so many different paths that you can play the game on. But it's not just quests of paths. It's like, who are you? How do you want to play the character? If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it. You can go into action, you can go into mystery, you can problem solve in different ways. And where you go in this world, there's so much detail, there's so many different things that you can go off into that are really interesting and fun. There's a real drama to the game and emotional stakes to it. And then there's lighter sides to it. And of course, the music, production design, technologically, how cutting edge it is. I don't think there'll be a game that looks like this. Yeah, it's intense.
I take the driver, you get his sidekick.
Bye-bye.
Before we get into what it was like to actually work with Keanu Reeves,
I heard he was really nice when he did his voiceover. Apparently he just came in on his bike and he was like really quick.
Yeah,
Able to do like lines really snappily.
Extended process to imagine what Johnny Silverhand is supposed to look like, what he's supposed to sound like, what he's supposed to act like. Everybody and their great-grandmother seemed to have an idea. And the process actually involved a lot of people. The game director, character artists, writers, marketing staff. I could go on. We cast a pretty broad net initially. We considered actors. We considered enlisting actual rock stars, band frontmen to play the role. At one point, we even toyed with the idea of taking and reviving a recently deceased, longtime luminary of the recording industry. Now, some might say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could do that technologically or otherwise. Well, I'll see you that pipe dream and raise you another, because one could easily say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could successfully pitch to and ultimately enlist Keanu Reeves to play the role.
Now, I'm sure this is on everybody's mind right now, but what was it actually like to work with Keanu Reeves? Because even he said in the video, this was like nothing he'd ever done before.
A question that I'm sure anybody who gets to work with Keanu has
So
to.
this guy is the voice-over trailer for the very early trailers of Cyberpunk, if you remember.
When he's at work, he's at work. He's completely and utterly focused.
You
To
notice
that
his
work,
voice?
he brings his
Yeah,
talent,
he's
he
that
brings
dude.
his art, his technical skill, and overwhelming charm.
When the first demo came
yes,
out, he was the
scale
narrator.
And the complexity were and are dazzling. Non-linearities, the variation in attitude, mood, emotion that are required to achieve them, they can be difficult to get your head around. And if you take all of Johnny Silverhand's bits, his screen time, it's like doing the equivalent of many, many feature film roles put together. And we covered all that in a handful of mocap sessions and under 24 VO recording sessions of 4 to 6 hours each. And that took focus, it took control, it took dedication, all of which Keanu provided in heaps.
So tell us a little bit more about the character of Johnny Silverhand and why he's important to the story, but also why it's important to have him played by such a powerful personality.
Okay, how do I do this without spoiling too much for gamers? In the broadest sense, I'd say Johnny Silverhand is a co-protagonist of the game rather than a sidekick. I mean, there are buddy bits in the game, but in the end, Johnny has an agenda and he pursues it. And V has an agenda and has to pursue that. And to get things done, V and Johnny have to work together. Some of the things they do are V's, and some of the things they do are Johnny's, and some of them are important
I wonder if he's going to be like a devil on your shoulder the whole time.
Bonds gamers, I think, to both.
Or an angel on your shoulder.
Both characters' agendas become equally important. Both characters' continued existence.
Like, there's going to be points when Johnny doesn't like what you're
gamer
doing.
Or viewer or reader. What you have to do is
In the story,
create
I
that
guess.
bond between them and the protagonist or protagonists. You have to make those characters understandable to them, likable to them, lovable to them. With that understanding, even when they do something not entirely admirable or say something reprehensible, you stay committed, you stay involved, you stay bonded to them. And there's no denying casting a powerful personality, somebody who exudes charm by the truckload, helps to further all that.
So Boris, can you tell us, what does Keanu bring to Johnny Silverhand?
What Keanu brings to Johnny Silverhand is nothing more and nothing less than Keanu. I could parse that into a string of adjectives, but I kind of think that would be borderline insulting because it wouldn't begin to do him justice. To anybody who's seen the applicable movies, Neo is Keanu, Keanu is Neo. John Wick is Keanu, Keanu is John Wick. John Constantine, Johnny Mnemonic, Jonathan Harker,
Shout out
Johnny
Constantine,
Utah,
man.
they're all Keanu.
Love
And
Constantine.
to anyone who will play Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand will be Keanu. To my mind, at least, star power is a fact and an important factor for broad sections of the audience out there.
So can you give us more information about the process of motion capture, right? Because we saw you in the video, doing some of it.
So when I went to see the demo in
I wish I could, Holly, but I'm really no mocap expert, and I can basically tell you what the day
they told us the story
looked like to me.
about what was going to happen, which is what they revealed is that he has a chip you, the player, has a chip inside your head, and because of that chip, you're able to see
globules all over it, and
Johnny Silverhand, who's technically dead, and you're trying to find out why you have this chip.
scenes between
who did it
V
and
Johnny,
blah, blah, blah. Trying to
we
figure
did
out
it over
why
and
why
over again.
it's Johnny
As we
that's
did
inside
that,
your
I
head
must
as
have
well.
poked
It's like,
Johnny in the
Most people
chest
figure that out,
hundreds
you
of
must
times, and I must have yelled "fuck off" at Johnny 35 times, you know, well, I never.
But yeah, that seems to be the main quest. Obviously, that's the main quest storyline.
I never
start off.
imagined I'd be doing any of that.
Well, Boris, thank you so much for joining us. Your voice in the studio is quite iconic. So whenever I talk to you, I feel like I'm in a trailer. It's amazing.
It's not all that. It's not all that, Holly. Thank you.
Well, from Soviet-era synthesizers to body heat radio, it's time to explore the original score and just some of the radio stations you'll be listening to when you're driving around Night City.
Excited. It's very GTA stuff.
Score is the main vessel of emotions in both movies and video games, and Cyberpunk 2077 is no different.
It actually took us a long time to find the right color of the music.
Getting that sound together is almost as important as the actual look of the game itself, because the music is really helping you feel this emotional connection to the game.
Ruben on the drums from Angels and Airwaves. 9 Inch Nails drummer as well. Yeah.
So one of the main ideas was to take the cyberpunk genre out of the 80s and give it a 90s flair. We took elements from rave, IDM, industrial, and make them fit our narrative purposes.
We've decided that close to 100% of our music would be purely electronic.
That's why we tried to stick to analog synths as much as possible, so it's got a warmth to it.
I'm super proud of the team we've managed to gather for this project.
For me, it was basically my own personal
wires,
aesthetic,
man.
matching the aesthetic of the game. When I read the brief, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I can be myself. I can make music. And it comes from an honest place.
I love the fact that the music in this game is so varied. So we have some tracks that are super dirty, super heavy, and then we have some tracks that are very beautiful and ambient. I'm using all kinds of different effects. So it's been great to be able to experiment with the sound and the style.
It's my first time actually doing any drum tracking for a video game. It's been really exciting. It's been a lot of fun.
It's all about making you feel like a perfect killing machine, because that's what you are basically.
Well, I can do that all day long. So you'll just have to tell me what you like, and what you don't like.
Cool. Okay.
It's not going to sound like one thing, depending on what part of the city you're in.
We basically scored every quest pretty much with custom assets created specifically for that quest.
We ended up having over 7.5 hours of music in Cyberpunk.
Working on Cyberpunk has just been insane. I can seriously say that I've never worked with such a bunch of mad people in my life.
7.5 hours on original score? Just on original score?
The gear that we use comes out of boutique shops or they are vintage synthesizers like this Polyvox.
I really hope all this effort put into creating this score pays off with satisfying and enjoyable listening and gaming experience.
Hello, Night City. What's shaking, Night City? Good morning, Night City. Your man, Stan here. Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her. And now, a shout out to all the lowlifes over at the Atlantis. Ladies and gents, here's that all-time classic in Night City.
I swallow all my drugs so the penis unplugged when the laws are
Soundtrack is one of the key elements we use to build believable world. We've invited artists from around the world, incredible talents, incredible musicians, to write and produce songs just for us for this project.
The soundtrack for Cyberpunk is insane. So the soundtrack being all the songs that they've got going on, whether it's on the radio or on the background, all these just amazing bands.
We've got over 150 custom genre-bending tracks, all waiting for you to discover them by yourselves.
You know, the reason I want to be a part of Cyberpunk is, well, basically I know The Witcher is super sick, and then I actually got to play a preview of the game, which was fucking incredible.
I've always wanted to do something connected to a video game, so I was pretty excited when this came in.
They haven't announced everyone that's going to be on it.
It'd be like being a character in that game. The person.
They've announced a few, like Grimes and Run the Jewels, but
this isn't just some fun shit. There's also
not everyone. If there's 150 tracks, that's
this world.
There's more people, definitely.
We want to provide you with the soundtrack to fucking shit up. Like, how could you not want
7 hours of original score and 150 licensed tracks. Ugh. Mental. It's insane, the amount. That's like, what's that?
For those of you who
10 hours
to hear more from
music?
our composers, we're going to be releasing a special 6-track Cyberpunk 2077 EP featuring tracks from the game's original score onto streaming services for you to enjoy for free, and they'll be live at the end of this episode, so you can give them a listen later.
Yes, I will.
In addition, if you're planning on live streaming Cyberpunk, or if you just want to make videos, we want to introduce you to a new mode that will allow you to disable certain copyrighted tracks. We know that for content creators, licensed music can sometimes be problematic. So with this new mode, you'll be able to disable a small number of selected tracks which could cause some issues, replacing them with a different song, helping to avoid any problems.
That's probably going to be the way going forward with every game
from console,
that has licensed
automatically, but you can toggle it on and off in the options.
They're going to have to. What happened with Twitch the last couple of weeks and stuff, where they were taking down videos because of...
Don't forget, as with all episodes of Night City Wire, if you're tuning in late or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. Now, from Polish to Chinese. When Cyberpunk launches, it will have VO in 10 different languages. So we're going to take a closer look at the Jolly technology, which is ensuring each and every one is as authentic as possible.
So hi, my name is Sarah Watling. I am the CEO of Jolly Research in Toronto, Ontario. In this video, we're going to show you a little bit about Jolly the software and Jolly in action within the world of Cyberpunk 2077.
Maintenant, tu vas répondre à mes questions honnêtement, sans détour.
Rayfield's mine.
Скажи заплатить 2 раза, заплатишь 2 раза.
Jolly is a suite of tools and a suite of services that result in what we think is the coolest and best and highest quality facial performance on characters.
Oh, is that supposed to sound familiar?
It's automatically generated on a face based on audio dialogue, audio speech from a voice actor.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline.
You mean emotion-wise?
Activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive.
Or eye movement-wise?
What Jolly tries to do is it tries to get to the root of what is being expressed in the vocal performance and put that on a 3D character.
That's Rogue. Best fixer in all of Night City.
There is just an incredible amount of performance in this game.
Sure.
They couldn't animate it all.
Procedural solution allows you to animate over and over and over again at tremendous scale. Jolly is what powers every single character in the game of Cyberpunk 2077 in all of the languages that the game has been localized for.
Ahora escúchame. Este mierdas de Anthony Gilchrist. ¿Es tu contacto? Hat Infos zum Konvoi durchsickern lassen?
All you're doing is changing an attribute. For example, speech style. If you wanted your character to shout instead of mumble, instead of issuing a set of commands that redo the animation, instead you click an attribute going from, in this case, mumble to shout.
But you walk. You bleed, but you walk. You bleed, but you walk. You breathe.
If the lip sync is right, you don't notice. If the faces match and match the performance, you don't notice because you're too busy paying attention to how awesome the game is, how much you care about these characters, what you're gonna do, and that's what we want. That to me is that's the sizzle.
Don't you know you owe the sheriff a word when you pay his town a visit? To tell him what's brought you here. Maybe even over a cup of coffee.
Pretty impressive. It's probably not the most, like, there's been better facial animations, obviously, but
in-game rewards for Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk is obviously not the greatest at facial animation. It's just an interesting tech.
Now, every copy of the game comes with digital downloadable goodies such as the art book, the original score, and a digital comic, all from the Cyberpunk universe. But there's more. You can also claim in-game items for Cyberpunk 2077. For example, you could be rocking the Wolf School jacket for simply connecting the game to your GOG account. And if you have other CD Projekt Red games, such as The Witcher or Gwent, you can get even more. And it works both ways. If you connect the game to your GOG account, you can also unlock special in-game items for Gwent, the Witcher card game, such as the samurai-inspired card and coin back, and the breathtaking title. Now, this new My Reward program is for everybody. No matter which platform you're playing Cyberpunk on, you'll be able to get your digital goodies and in-game items. Now, this is just the beginning, and there'll be more items coming in the future, and we'll have more information on My Rewards soon. As always, don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels.
Is that?
So before we take a look at that new gameplay trailer, we just want to reveal that a number of games media from all over the world have been playing Cyberpunk 2077, and you'll be able to read their latest impressions when this episode of Night City Wire finishes, so you can go and check them out. So now,
not the full review, guys.
And
Not
take
yet.
a look at that brand
Reviews ain't coming out until the day before, I believe. Day before.
They got
Cyberpunk.
a lock on us. Engine's been hit.
Get us out of here.
I'm losing control.
At CD Projekt Red, we dedicate ourselves to telling immersive stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Come on, V. Let's get you home.
Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing player choices, and robust character development, all to bring you into our vision of the dark future.
You ever feel like a city doesn't give you a choice? You either burn alive in it, or you never existed at all.
The year is 2077. An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces. With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great megalopolises. A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how, and home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
What? No, this isn't happening.
Oh, but it is!
But in the city's streets, a merciless struggle for power rages. Gangs, corporate agents, hustlers, religious cultists, politicians, and all manner of criminals strive to outplay one another. Ordinary people get caught in the crossfire.
Looking for justice. In Night City, I seek revenge. Much more feasible here.
In this world, consumed by never-ending conflict, sometimes only an outsider will get the job done.
Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
And that's you, an urban mercenary, a cyber-enhanced gun for hire.
You seem to understand each other. Take this, too.
As a mercenary, you swear no allegiance. You've chosen the outlaw life and trust that your abilities will carry you up Night City's ruthless, underground social ladder.
Heart of Night City. That's it right there.
To thrive as a merc, you need the right combination of gear, skills, and reputation.
Dex had a load to say about you. I hope he wasn't overselling.
With the money you earn, you can turn yourself into a living weapon, buying guns and enhancements in the hundreds. As you roam the city's streets, you gain the experience you need to upgrade abilities and acquire perks. Combine the right skills and gear to create a gunslinger with inhuman reflexes. A stealthy netrunner with command of all surrounding tech. or practically anyone in between. In Cyberpunk 2077, you steal a prototype biochip that can set you up for life.
Being filthy rich.
When its sealed container is ruptured, the only way to prevent the biochip from failing is to slot it into your head. It turns out it contains the digitized soul of Johnny Silverhand, a dead rocker boy with violence.
I kind of wish they didn't say that now. That seems
terrorist in my head.
a bit too spoilery.
He's out for revenge. Aims to bring down the megacorp that made the chip.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
What is in your head can shift the balance of power in Night City. The high and mighty will do anything to lay their hands on it.
Told you I'd end you someday.
The choices you make will shape your story and determine how events unfold.
V, you gotta take him down. That's why we're here.
But not everything in Night City is a matter of life.
Third-person view, and
sometimes it's about style, choosing your look, your ride, your pastime, who's at your side, choosing how you spend your dirty money.
That's the roller coaster footage.
Welcome to the next generation of open-world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, that was a lot. Is that everything? Are we gone? Is it buy from Holly? No. Okay, that's everything. That was a lot in the last trailer, especially. There's a lot of stuff I didn't see. It seems like until they upload the video, I need to. It seems like they the Twitch chat's going mad because they haven't set a release date at the end. I think it's coming out December. It's fun. There was a lot of like third-person view, like in The Witcher. When you go into conversations, it seems like, and they previously said that there won't be a third-person view. So I'm a bit confused by the whole thing. Unless that's an added option, you can have a third-person view in conversations, maybe, so you can see your character talking. There was a third-person view there of some sort. I'm just waiting for them to actually upload the video onto YouTube so I can actually look at it properly. But yeah, there was a lot of things in that last trailer that was new. There's where is it? Come on, where are you? I don't think it's going to be uploaded by now. No. Oh no, it's up. Okay, hang on a sec. Just so I can kind of analyze it a little bit. So that's not okay. There we go. There's moments in this that
2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing player
here.
Vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing.
That's you. That's Fee. I'm pretty certain. So I guess it's gonna be like The Witcher. Unless this is like an option, you can change it between first. I would guess that they would not just permanently change it because they've been saying that they want to keep it first person throughout. So I'm guessing there's an option to have it in third person when you're in conversations. I don't think you can just change it to third person at all. No, I just think it's like a conversation thing because just similar to the conversations you had in Witcher when I know Witcher was a third person, but like it's got that kind of over the shoulder shot stuff. But
changing player choices and robust character development.
It looks like it could be a mixture of first person and third, or you get to choose what you want as a preference, I guess, in the options menu. I assume their options menu is a lot, because they obviously have a lot of things to go through, and they probably have a lot of things that they would like the players to tailor make for themselves. But the game is not in third person throughout, by the sounds of things like that. This is like a first person cutscene in a way. So yeah, it's
from all over have converged.
I don't think that was the one thing that kind of came out to me or was pointed out.
Great megalopolises.
This as well. This has to be a cutscene, right?
Already overcrowded Night City. One of the world's
people are worried about the amount of people on the street. I mean, there's a lot of people on the street there.
A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how. And
again, it could be kind of hidden as a cutscene, I guess, but
continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
I don't think there was there anything else in gameplay wise that was kind of new.
Combination of gear.
I mean, it looks way more polished. If you remember the demo trailer, the demo that they first showed when they had the Maelstrom gang and you getting this robot and stuff. It looks just so much more polished than it did in the original gameplay. Like the models, especially of the Maelstrom, look really well detailed. Like just a lot more shit going on in them, like the wires coming out of them, their bodies and stuff.
Skills and reputation.
So yeah, it has a downgrade, yes, like most games. There's a slight downgrade, but there's also like an upgrades in. Okay, this is what I need to see. This skill option thing. There's like upgrades in like facial animations. Yeah, I would say has been an upgrade. I think the kind of lighting and like the fogginess of Night City has changed since that first demo. Like it's a lot more like it feels like a lot more like what's the word? Neo Tokyo feel, I guess, to it's the right word I guess to think about.
With the money you earn.
The upgrades, right. So this is the upgrade. This is your cyberware, okay. So this is all the stuff you can do internally to yourself. So you have frontal cortex, you have the ocular system, which is obviously your eyes. Circularity. Oh God, no, this is going to be a lot of words I can't pronounce, guys. Oh no. Circularity system. Stuff inside you, like your blood. That would probably be your health and stuff. Immune system. Wow. Nervous system. Oh God. Okay. Augmentations. So that would be everything in your arms and stuff to make them more powerful, possibly, or have the augmentations of the mantis blades and stuff like that. Hi Sam, by the way. Operating system. You can install an operating system. Wow. Hopefully it's not fucking Windows Vista. Windows. I really hope it's like a version of Windows Vista you can install it on yourself, and it just constantly fucking crashes. Skeleton you can change, your hands, your arms, your legs. So there's a lot of different slots for a lot of different places. I have no idea what these things do. I guess a lot of them are all to do with, I guess, what you do with that certain body part. Like your eyes is going to be zoom in and things you can see on screen HUD wise. Hands will be strength or quick trigger or something. Arms will be obviously mantis blades. Probably that's where they come from. Legs, fast. Oh, hang on. Jesus Christ. It goes really, really quick. I gotta get it right. Yeah, what is the operating system? What is this? So 10 base RAM, 8 buffer size, 6 slots. Allows you to perform quick hacks on targets and devices while scanning. Okay, so this is like an overall, maybe hacker operating system. Is that what it is? Increases the time It takes for an enemy netrunner to hack you by 100%. Increases quick hack speed distance by 60%. Increases cyber deck RAM recovery rate by 6 units per second. So RAM, I'm guessing, is like our energy source in a way, sort of like they had in Witcher with the signs. I guess that regenerates over time on the looks of things. There's device hacks, it says in the middle. So that's a legendary. So that's like one of the best you can get. I mean, it would be if it says increases the time it takes for an enemy netrunner to hack you by 100%. Is a pretty good fucking bit of gear. So that's pretty interesting. So that the operating system seems to be everything to do with net running and hacking and just overall defense or attack and defense of hacking. That's the same thing. That went too quick. Obviously your arms are going to change depending on what you do. There we go. You can see. Okay, and then this is the character upgrade. So depending how much, okay, so reflexes reflects it comes in relation to rifles, handguns, and blades. Reflexes determine your reaction speed. They directly affect your evasion, with each level increasing your chance to avoid enemy attacks by 1%. Reflexes also increase your crit chance by 1%, and Mantis Blade damage by 3% per level, as well as improve your overall attack speed and movement speed. This attribute affects your overall proficiency with rifles, pistols, and revolvers. Your level in reflexes also slightly affects how quickly you gain experience for related skills. Perks. Okay, so you would get perks. Or attribute points, as it says on here, but it says 7 perks available. I guess there's perks inside, which we will see in a minute. So you can spend points in certain areas, like handguns, blades, and rifles. And they did say the more you use it, the more you use those weapons, the more you'll like gain XP on them and stuff. Like the better you'll get at reloading, the quicker you get at pulling the gun out. So I guess you can speed up that process by putting points in certain things. If you know, like my first run through or my first playthrough is going to be very, I haven't really decided yet. I think it's going to be very like hackery, silent, kind of, you know, very silent kind of run for the first part, I would say. So I kind of want to put points in everything to do with stealth, hacking, maybe a silenced gun that I'm going to use a lot, like a silenced handgun. I won't probably put a lot of stuff in, like heavy machinery or heavy weapons. So, or cool. You can put stuff in cool or body. So this is inside the reflexes. So inside one of those, and there was how many? Okay, so there's 5 of those. On the city streets. And inside, there is a section for rifles, there's a section for handguns, there's a section for blades. So there's a skill tree. Jesus Christ. There's a skill tree for each type of weapon, right? It's what they're telling me, as well as the other things, as well as the augmentations and the mods you can put on your body. Because they go into handguns here, and it changes, so that, I'm guessing, is the skill tree. I mean, it's not the biggest looking, unless there's it zooms out a little bit more, but I mean, there's a lot to choose from in terms of, like, there's 3 of 3 I see on here, there's 1 of 3, which means it could get more powerful the more you upgrade it. You have to upgrade it 3 more. You can upgrade it 3 times to make it more powerful in that certain category. And the colors must mean something as well. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of fucking stuff when it comes to upgrades, by the looks of things. I just want to look at what these upgrades actually are. Oh, stop! You're being too quick. I gotta really time this right. I gotta be really quick. Oh, there we go. So one of these is for the rifles. Increases rifle damage, but while aiming by 10%. That seems like a lot. Handguns, blades. So Flight Sparrow, passive. Okay, so there's active and passive. Okay, that's good. That's very RPG. Reduces the stamina cost by all attacks with blades by 50%. That's maxed out, so that's like one of the top perks you could get, which is cool. And then slow and steady is passive. Armor is increased by 15% while moving. The next level, so level 2, armor is increased by 30% while moving. So all these ones that have 1 of 3 or 3 of 3 or 2 of 3, they can be upgraded obviously by that level. So level 1, 2, and 3. Some of them just have level 1s, by the looks of things, and some of them have up to 3. So that's cool. It means there's even more ways you could upgrade your shit. What is this? Defensive attacks with blades deal 200% more damage. Defensive attacks with blades. Defensive attacks? Like blocking. That like ricocheting bullets off your blade does 200% more damage. I'm in.
Combine the
yes,
right
please.
skills and gear to create a
I could just be a fucking ninja. Robots as well. It's the first time I've seen robots, really. Just full robot. Full robots, which is not a word, Dan.
A stealthy netrunner with command of all surrounding tech.
This is netrunner stuff. This is all just hacking things.
Or practically anyone in between.
There's a lot of stuff like you're able to get people to kill
In
themselves. I've
Cyberpunk
seen
2077, you steal a prototype biochip that can set you up for life.
Kind of annoyed they
Filthy rich.
When its sealed
talk about that
container
too
is
much.
ruptured, the only way to prevent the biochip from it turns out it contains the digitized soul of Johnny Silverhand.
In my head, right now.
He's out for revenge. Aims to bring down the megacorp that
I don't think there's anything else in terms of stuff that was new. I think there was something towards the end. This is just the cutscenes or the actual speaking bits. There seems to be a mixture
choices
of
you make will shape your story and determine how events
first person here,
unfold.
and then this looks like, is this first person or third? This is possibly third person again, because I've already seen like a certain, like it's over the shoulder camera angle.
You gotta take him down. That's why we're here.
So it seems to be like you can choose between if you want to have third or first. There's not a huge difference in the cutscenes by the looks of things.
But not everything in Night City.
What the fuck is this? There's so many things that get thrown at you at the same time. It takes a while to actually process everything that I've completely forgotten that this was shown. Driving range of like a shooting range kind of thing.
Sometimes it's about
these are the
but not everything
the looks
in Night City
you
is
can
a
get.
matter of life and
Some of
death. Sometimes
the stuff. This is the actual main menu, or this is the main kind of screen you're probably going to be on for most of the time. You can hold 3 weapons. Their stats are all DPS, and you've got armor, health, stamina stats. Looks clean, doesn't look overly complicated, looks like you're pretty standard. Doesn't look like anything is super complex.
it's about
Then these are all the clothing. The jackets you can
style,
own.
choosing your look, your ride, your pastime, who's at your side. Choosing how you spend your dirty money.
I forgot her name, but everyone's apt. The internet went mad. What's her name? The internet went mad when she was up. Completely forgot her name. Everyone loved her. Now she's a romance option. There you go. Naked people. Confirmed. You can go naked in the lake. There you go.
Welcome to the next generation of open world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, they did put the day out. What the hell was I talking about? They did put a day out. So yeah, it's definitely December 10th. There's definitely not going to be any kind of delay by the looks of things. Yeah, they said that there's going to be people's opinions coming out now, I believe. But I think it's just more hours they got to spend on the game. The full reviews are not coming out for Cyberpunk from what I remember. It's gonna be the day before. I think it's the day before is when the embargo gets lifted in terms of talking about it publicly. I believe so. You won't see reviews until the December 9th, by the sounds of things. So there you go. This is pretty good. That's all I kind of needed. I don't think we needed much because everything is already done. Everything's already been shown. Been too many delays, but the game looks insane, and it still continues to look insane every time I see it. So I'm still excited, I guess. Let's just get through these next 3 weeks, and then we'll have a goddamn game to play. And finally, after fucking years of waiting, it's gonna be out. So it should be interesting. I will probably be streaming it at some point on this channel, I guess. I was thinking about doing something that's a silly idea that I've told a few people about, and they've said, yeah, that's a silly idea. But I kind of want to do it when Cyberpunk comes out, but we'll see. I'll think about it. That's it. That's it. How long have I been streaming? Jesus. Okay, an hour and a half. So, in terms of videos coming up on the channel, Hades reviews coming out. If it's not tonight, it's tomorrow. I can't remember when I set the schedule on it. Like I filmed it ages ago when I had a beard. So I think it's coming out tomorrow. So Hades review is coming out tomorrow, and then the week leading up to the end of the year, it's like 2 games a week, or possibly 3, depending how much I can get out. If I can record extra stuff, but I'm trying to round up all the 2020 games that I've kind of missed out on for pretty much for the end of November, December time, and then this game comes out, and that's gonna occupy a lot of my time, and then I'll try and get a review out of that as soon as possible. But yeah, everything else that's coming out for the next couple of days next couple of days and weeks is just games I missed out in 2020 that I haven't covered yet. There's a lot. There's one I played with Vin Diesel in it. It's fucking terrible, and possibly could give the first ever 1 out of 10 on this channel. There's a Fast and Furious game. If you missed it, it came out. I played it. That's my early review. It might be funny to watch. Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff coming out, so 2 to 3 reviews a week for the next coming weeks, so a lot of stuff coming. Also, you haven't checked it out, go listen to the podcast that I'm currently doing at the moment called The Unusual Suspects. We have a YouTube channel now with the podcast going on it. If you like movies and stuff, and people talking shit about movies most of the time, there's a link on this channel at the bottom of the page. You can go to The Unusual Suspects and check us out there. We've only got a few subscribers, so help us out. The lovely people of HiMyNameIsDan will probably go over. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Very excited. Still very excited. Nothing's changed really. I didn't even know we really needed this, but yeah, that's kind of how it is. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your night. I'll see you very, very soon. I forgot how to end this. And I forgot where the button is to end this fucking thing. Bye. See you soon. Bye.